Welcome to video number 3 of 31 videos that I am doing for those who want to learn how to use their glucose meter as a fuel gauge. Whether or not you're participating in the for-pay $37 Data-Driven Fasting Challenge, or whether you're using the free resources available at optimizingnutrition.com that Marty Kendall so graciously provides to us. Using a glucose meter as a fuel gauge works for whatever dietary style you prefer to be eating with right now. In this first 3 days of the challenge, today being the second day, we are in baselining. So days 1 through 3 are baselining, and the chart shows you that there are recommended things to be tracking and entering in as your data in the DataDriven Fasting app. The most crucial thing to enter is your pre-meal glucose number, because that's what the app will be using to calculate for you your personalized glucose value. As for the other things that you could track, the waking, the after meals, the weight, body fat percentage, and waist measurement, that's optional for you. But if you want to be given a glucose trigger, a personalized glucose number for you to shoot for, then you must put in your pre-meal numbers. And that means that you put in a number before you take any food in today and before each time of taking food in today. You're not supposed to try to diet, just eat normally so that the calculation reflects your normal life, not your good life, not your best behaved life, just how you have been behaving life. These first couple of days of data-driven fasting, of waiting for your trigger to show up on the app, of trying to understand what's going on, it can be a little frustrating, but try to be patient and things will be revealed as we go along in the process. If waiting to understand how this all works is frustrating to you, then go to the website optimizingnutrition.com and click on free resources. That free resources tab will be at the top of the screen, a little right of center, and there'll be a drop down menu there. And under it, you'll scroll down to the third item and it says Data Driven Fasting 101. So click on that, and there it will show you an image of the Data Driven Fasting book, and it'll say free book, 210 pages. And there's a green button there. Click here for instant access. You can read about the whole program to your heart's content and see all the frequently asked questions. Marty really is a less is more kind of guy, and he has a saying called the minimum effective dose. So I'm going to put up this image that says less is more. There's lots of information and support available in the Data-Driven Fasting community, in the free community. If in doubt, keep it simple. You only need to test your pre-meal glucose, your glucose before meals, in order to actually be able to use the information effectively to serve yourself well. Point number 4 says after meal blood glucose tells you if you've been overdoing carbs. I'm not sure why we don't have information about overdoing fats, but that's a clarification I need to ask Marty about, because I know that there's something to do with fats that actually in the end will give you higher glucose values. And number 5, the most important one, minimum effective dose of actionable data. So don't get overwhelmed with all the things you could be doing in data-driven fasting. Focus on pre-meal glucose if you're feeling overwhelmed. Anytime you're going to take a bite of food, eat a new meal, test your pre-meal glucose. And again, don't try to be good these first 3 days. Don't go hog wild either. Just live your normal life so that when you get your pre-meal trigger, your personalized trigger value, you know that that is for you under your normal circumstances, and this is your starting place. And you'll get that personalized trigger after 3 full days of taking pre-meal glucose values. When we're hungry, we're supposed to go ahead and test our glucose and eat. So today is not a day to be trying to follow some specific diet or worry about what we're eating. We're in the second day of the 30 days, and this is baselining. So what we're supposed to do is just go ahead and take the data and enter the data and go about our daily lives. Right now, I am hungry. So I took my glucose. I'm at a 78. I know from experience that is definitely a good glucose for me to go ahead and eat. But I have to do all this cooking here in the kitchen. I've got to make a lasagna for my daughter's family. So I'm not going to be able to put together a nice meal and sit down and eat, which is my normal habit, kind of compose this wonderful meal and eat. What I'm going to do, since I'm so hungry, is I'm going to keep working in the kitchen, but I'm going to start with some veggies. I washed up some organic carrots. I'm leaving them unpeeled because there's health benefits in that. I will put that information in the description box, but I'm going to start by chomping down on these veggies and then see where I go from there. But I'm working on cooking up some ground meat over there. I got to cut up some onion and garlic and get this lasagna going for the family. Well, I got the lasagna made and I kind of ate as I worked, so that wasn't ideal, but it's how life was today. And so before I finish this video for today, I'd like to give you some practical help navigating the app, since if you're new to data-driven fasting, the process of using the app may confuse you. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you some of the numbers that I have for today, and then show you how to go ahead and enter data and adjust the clock on the app and things like that, just to help you navigate the app. Here's my home screen with the app, and I'm going to touch on the Data-Driven Fasting icon to open the app. And there's my home screen with the Data-Driven Fasting dashboard. And for the first 3 days, I won't have any person hunger trigger assigned to me because I'm entering data in the baseline process. So what I want to do is I want to enter in my glucose value post-meal from today. I know what my peak was in my glucose value. So I'm going to hit the track button, touch that, and I'm going to touch on glucose. And I want to use the after meal value. So I'll touch that. Now, this time shows what time it is this evening, 8:35 p.m. I want to have it show my post-meal glucose value. So I'm going to adjust the clock by touching on this gray bar, and it'll open up the calendar, and the day is correct, so I won't touch that. Then I'm going to touch the clock down here, and I'm going to reset the clock for the time that I hit my peak. And that was 3:11 p.m. today. So I can touch the hour and I can then adjust the hour easily by hitting the 3 o'clock. It's already on PM, so then I'm going to touch the minutes, and I can hit 10 and just arrow up 1, and now I have 3:11 p.m. So it's all set. I will go back and touch the gray bar, and the time now, the date and the time are correct. And I'm going to put in my glucose value that was not a pretty value. It was 145. And I know why that was. I'll explain it in a minute. So now I'm going to hit done. And everything on the page is correct. So I'm going to need to scroll up a little bit so I can hit this record button. Hit the record. And now it's reflecting my post-meal number for today. My pre-meal number was 78. That's quite a big spread, so I know that wasn't a good meal for me. That's fine. It's fine. And I get a message up here that tells me record glucose one more day of recording until you get your trigger. So I'm going to hit close, and tomorrow this will assign me a hunger trigger if I want to go ahead and start the hunger training. But in tomorrow's video for day 3, I will explain why I'm not going to do that. So I'm not going to clutter up your mind with that information right now. We'll save it for tomorrow. What I do want to show you is on the app, every day we'll have something we can read under this to-do area. So I can hit, and this is about baseline, so I can hit read more. I will read this to you because I doubt you can read it on the screen, and it's a short thing to read. See, that's the entirety of it. So stick with me here. It says there is a lot to be learned from tracking your current routine and eating patterns. Remember, I said we're not supposed to do anything different. Be routine. But rather than trying to change your habits and changing your diet from day 1, you will get more from this process if you continue to eat how you usually do and simply record and observe your response to your current diet over the first 3 days. If you typically have 2 meals a day, continue with that routine. If you usually have 3 meals a day and 3 snacks, that's great. Just record your blood sugars before and 1 hour after you eat each meal and snack. Today, all you have to do is test your blood sugars before and after the meals and snacks that you eat and record them by clicking the track button on the top right corner of the dashboard. During these first 3 days, we also recommend you measure your weight, waist, and body fat percentage. Your trigger value, blood glucose rise, and average glucose will be calculated once you complete the first 3 days of logging. And then down here is just the things to record today. Your waking blood sugar, your blood sugar before and approximately 1 hour after each meal snack that you eat, your weight, body fat percentage, and waist each day, any notes you would like to add based on your reflections of the process, which, like, for example, which foods raise your blood sugar the most or leave you the hungriest. And now I'll close that. I'll explain my 145 peak glucose number in a minute, but first I want to address the issue of, I just talked to you about all the things that the app was saying you could record. So which is it? Record things? Don't record things. If you can't stand to record a bunch of stuff, just do your pre-meal glucose numbers. That will get you the most important information. But if you'd like to learn more, then putting in your post-meal glucose numbers will be helpful. Most people want to know their weight change during the process of the 30-day data-driven fasting. So it's up to you. It's up to you what you record. Now let's talk about that 145 post-meal glucose number. I don't usually have that. And I didn't eat as I normally do. Instead, I ate like I might have eaten in the past. I had the carrots, which was a great start to the meal. And again, there's information in the description box about why you might want to consider starting a meal with raw, organic, unpeeled carrots. So after the carrots, let me think, what did I have? I'm not sure I can remember all the order of things, but I know what I ate. So I was making the lasagna. I had leftover sauce. There was leftover mozzarella. So I put down a layer of sauce in a little casserole dish, kind of a thick layer of sauce, mozzarella on top. I baked it, so I sort of, I don't know, made an Italian kind of thing. I ate that. Then I ate, while it was baking, I ate 2 bananas and peanut butter. Much more than a serving of peanut butter, and two bananas is more than a serving of bananas. I ate a slice of flourless chocolate torte that was so rich and decadent. It was wonderful. I've been holding that in the fridge for a few days, kind of waiting for the right day. And I figured, why not? Why not do it today? Just watch what happens to the numbers. And then I sat down at the table where there was a bowl of mandarin oranges, and I proceeded to eat some. I probably ate 4, 5, well, I know I ate more than 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7 or 8. I just kept eating them. It's kind of funny. If I'd eaten normally, I would have had good numbers, but I decided to eat abnormally today. And so I went from a pre-meal glucose number of 78 milligrams per deciliter all the way up to 148, I think that was 145 milligrams per deciliter. Quite a jump. Yeah, 67 points rise. More than double the 30 that's recommended to stay at or below. Oh well. I'm going to end today's video with a glucose value chart so you have some idea of what to expect for normal fasting and post-meal numbers, and what pre-diabetes numbers are looking like, and diabetes numbers. I hope this reference chart will help you. It's been useful to me when I first tried to understand what were normal values. I found a wide range of numbers, but this chart seems to be pretty reasonable, and so I have saved it as a reference. There you go. This day's video is over, and tomorrow will be day 3 of our 30 days challenge, and I will make a video trying to walk you through day 3 as well. Thank you.